It enables customers to address the challenge of doing more with less. This means having the capability to deploy, manage and support core infrastructure more efficiently. With HPE OneView, customers can deliver up-to-the-speed response timeframes, maintain consistent uptime, rapidly scale resources, and eliminate human error and repetitive mundane tasks through the use of templates. All of this can be achieved in software with the unified REST API. HPE OneView enables the transformation to software-defined infrastructure. HPE OneView automates and transforms IT operations with software-defined management for infrastructure. It is designed to deploy infrastructure faster, simplify lifecycle operations, and increase IT staff productivity. It enables customers to transform their on-premise infrastructure to a software-defined infrastructure. Once processes have been defined, IT organizations can easily compose for any workload. The physical infrastructure of the data center is defined using software, which makes it programmable and able to be managed through a single unified API. Using templates, a single line of code can fully describe and compose all the physical resources required for an application, a virtual host, or a container infrastructure. And HPE OneView enables IT organizations the ability to connect their software-defined infrastructure from core to cloud by provisioning turnkey private cloud infrastructure with a diverse partner ecosystem. Compute, storage and networks can all be configured, managed and monitored, simplifying the lifecycle management across the entire infrastructure. The IT experts can create detailed templates for different workloads, which may encompass the likes of network connections, internal storage and SAN storage, as well as the BIOS or boot settings through to the security settings. In this way, the different templates can cover different workloads and different server hardware. These templates can then be used to deploy resources, eliminating many of the manual steps that would otherwise be needed. So this can be done rapidly and accurately without introducing human error and without the need for IT expertise each time a resource is deployed. Firmware and driver updates can be specified within a template and then applied when needed to provide a reliable and non-disruptive approach to firmware updates. A consolidated and easy-to-use interface provides a unified view of the health of servers, enclosures, storage and networking. IT administrators can proactively monitor the health of the entire infrastructure and send alerts before issues create any downtime. HPE OneView is available across the entire range of HPE server, storage and networking hardware. It can be used to manage Blade systems, Proliant servers, Apollo servers, Superdome Flex and more. In HPE Synergy, it is included in the management appliance that is installed in the frame, and it is known as the Synergy Composer. HPE OneView can be run using the web interface, the GUI, which has been designed to enhance interaction amongst staff and increase productivity. There is role-based access control and also scope-based access control, so different teams can manage their own resources. Tasks and alerts can be assigned between staff members. Notes can be attached to these to improve communication and is especially useful during handovers. This is the HPE OneView dashboard that is shown after logging in. By clicking on one of these sections, we are taken to a filtered view of the specific area, in this case, critical alerts. We can see the filters that have been applied, which can be changed as needed. The REST API allows HPE OneView to be integrated with other software tools, enabling infrastructure to be managed through HPE OneView by using tools such as Microsoft PowerShell, a Python script, or anything which uses REST APIs. As an example, this could enable integration with a third-party software vendor script to manage an application. We will now look at the capabilities of HPE OneView by seeing how we can easily explore different infrastructure components. HPE OneView allows you to view all your server hardware and profiles in one place. These are accessible from the main dashboard by selecting the relevant section. All the servers registered in HPE OneView are listed, along with associated information such as bays, model numbers, and ports. You can also view the recent activities for the selected device. HPE OneView shows how networks are configured for HPE Synergy systems and blade enclosures. You can also view the interconnects which connect the enclosure to the top of rack switches. A map view shows the relationship between the components. You can create and manage new networks directly from HPE OneView, which we will look at in more detail later. Let's move on to storage. Storage systems can be added and managed in HPE OneView by selecting storage from the drop-down menu in the main dashboard. From here, you can create storage volumes, volume templates, volume sets, storage pools, and more. HPE OneView also provides useful information on storage capacity utilization, its rack position, and shows any volumes which have been exported from an external storage array. HPE OneView enables you to configure and manage your data center. This functionality is accessed from the drop-down menu by selecting the Facilities section. The Data Center view provides a grid diagram of your entire data center where you can place your racks, and a map view which offers a visual representation of your data center infrastructure, its fabrics, and the connections between named devices. All devices within the infrastructure can be configured and checked using HPE OneView. If a device is connected to HPE Remote Support, then HPE OneView will also monitor and report on any faults and, in the event of a hardware failure, trigger dispatch of a replacement part. We will now look at some of the important actions required when building infrastructure, beginning with networking. The examples we will use relate to the HPE Synergy Composer, which is the HPE Synergy management appliance that uses HPE OneView. To set key networking parameters, such as defining a network and creating network sets and logical interconnects, start from the main menu and choose Networks. A network is an HPE OneView object which defines the network settings. You can create a network by clicking Create and giving it a name. It can be Fibre Channel over Ethernet, ROCE, or, as here, an Ethernet network. As you complete the requested information, you can describe the network purpose, such as general management or VM migration, to make it more identifiable, and set its bandwidth limitations. When all the information is entered or selected, click Create and the definition of the network is complete. Optionally, you can create a network set. Where network connectivity is fairly complex, it helps to create a network set to manage it as one entity rather than having to manage the networks individually. After naming your network set, you can add your chosen networks to it. Clicking Add adds your selected networks to the network set. You can create a logical interconnect group in a similar way. A logical interconnect group is a template which defines which network is using which ports to connect to the top of rack switches. As you create a logical interconnect group, you will need to create an uplink set, add your networks, and select your uplink ports. When the logical interconnect group has been created, you will see a diagram which provides a visual guide to the live configuration. Now let's move on to storage. SAN managers can be created by going to the Storage section of the drop-down menu and selecting SAN Managers. Click Add SAN Manager and choose the type of SAN manager required, either Brocade FOS switch, Brocade Network Advisor, Cisco, or HPE. Then add the IP address of the switch and the relevant credentials. To enable a SAN manager to automate zoning, it will need to be assigned to a network. This is done by going to the Network section where created SANs will be listed. Select the required SAN and click Edit on the Actions menu. You can then select the appropriate option by clicking on the Associated SAN field. Various managed storage systems can be added, including HPE StoreServe, HPE Primera, HPE Nimble, and HPE Store Virtual. When you have selected the type of storage system you want to add, you will be asked for the management IP address and login credentials, and then can select the required storage pools. Once the storage system has been added, you can see at a glance the system's details and capacity utilization. By selecting volumes from the storage section of the drop-down menu, you can perform common storage-related activities such as creating a volume, provisioning it to a server, taking a snapshot, and restoring or cloning from a snapshot. These functions allow administrators to be less reliant on storage experts. To create a snapshot, select the volume you wish to create a snapshot of, go to the Actions menu, and select Create Snapshot. From here, a clone volume can also be created. Volume templates can be created from the menu option of the same name. These can be used to provision your storage volumes, defining which pool of storage is being used, its capacity, associated hosts, and the settings which are specific to that storage system. To create a volume template, you need to name it. Select a storage pool and specify its properties. Settings can be locked to restrict the options available to an administrator when creating a volume, to protect against human error or to ensure adherence to specific policies. For example, you could specify that you only ever want to create thin provisioned volumes by enabling the padlock for this option. Now let's look at adding servers. To add servers, go to the drop-down menu, then select Servers and Server Hardware. Here you can add servers by entering their ILO IP address or hostname, or a range of addresses, in which case HPE OneView will determine which of those IP addresses belongs to a server. You can either add the servers as being managed, if you have the ILO Advanced license, or just monitored. HPE ProLiant, HPE Superdome Flex and Superdome Flex 280 servers can all be added. As we saw earlier, the server hardware screen will give a detailed overview of each of your servers once they have been added to HPE OneView. A variety of relevant information is easily accessible from HPE OneView. This includes details of a server's network adapters, processors, chassis, power supplies, and memory. Here we will look at server profiles and templates, both of which can be created from the Servers section of the drop-down menu. In HPE OneView, a server profile is the configuration for a server instance. Server profiles capture the entire server configuration in one place, enabling you to consistently replicate new server profiles and to rapidly modify them to reflect changes in the data center. Server profile configurations in HPE OneView can be assigned to server hardware as required. They can be created, deleted, or updated as needed. For example, to allow a profile to be moved to newer hardware. A server profile template serves as a structural reference when creating a server profile. All of the configuration constructs of a server profile can be defined in the server profile template. One of the benefits of a server profile template is that it functions as a centralized source for the configuration pool of servers. If the settings need to be updated, for example for firmware updates, you can change the template and the server profiles can be updated at a time of your choice. Updates to firmware can be applied using a server profile template. To do this, you need to establish a firmware baseline. You can set, as part of the template, that a particular set of firmware and drivers is the baseline. Edit the server profile template and, in the firmware section, download and add the firmware bundle required. All of the server profiles which are used in the template will inherit this set of firmware and drivers, providing consistency across the infrastructure. Many other aspects of server profiles and server profile templates can be amended via HPE OneView. These include network connections, adding logical drives, and boot and ILO settings. To edit your server profiles or templates, go to the Servers section, select either Server Profiles or Server Profile Templates, and then from here you can select the profile or template you want to change and click Edit. In this chapter, we will look at resource health monitoring. The activity window is used for monitoring. You can apply filters to focus on specific activities that have been completed or not completed, such as the running jobs, alerts and tasks, and whether the alerts are critical or only warnings. To finish, we will take a brief look at the HPE OneView release cycle. HPE OneView operates on a fast release cycle. To get the latest fixes and features, we recommend users to be on the latest release. However, as a minimum, customers should plan to move on to the latest milestone release as a priority. A milestone release is an HPE OneView release which has enhanced update architecture, which makes that release prerequisite prior to updating to a subsequent release. Ensuring that they are on the latest milestone release, or better, will ease the user's update experience and eliminate pain from having to do future update hops. In the recent milestone releases of HPE OneView, Gen 11 support is provided entirely via Redfish, with no legacy APIs used for inventory, events or configuration. DMTF's Redfish is an open industry standard specification and schema that specifies a RESTful interface and utilizes JSON and OData to help customers to integrate solutions with their existing tool chains. Thank you for watching this video, which covered the fundamental knowledge needed to understand and position HPE OneView and its capabilities. With this knowledge, you should be able to explain how HPE OneView is used to rapidly and accurately achieve a range of core IT functions to address the key challenges of managing IT infrastructure. You can find more detailed information on the HPE OneView learning path. And, as always, you can check HPE Seismic for information about the latest releases. Thank you.